today we have extra milk. I've made cheese the last few weeks, and so I thought I'd try my hand at ice cream with the goat's milk that we have. So I found a number of recipes online to see what kind of everybody was doing, the best way to use the milk, not adding in cream or milk powder. So I'm going to go through this with you as quickly as I can. And it's a fairly simple recipe to do, and it uses 2 liters of your milk, and then the family's happy. So what we have here is 2 liters of milk. This is 750 in each of these containers, which I have 2 of. There's 1 and there's 2, and measured out 500. I milked this morning and let it set for a period of time so that the cream is starting to separate at the top. Kind of gives me an idea how much milk fat we have in there. One thing about goat's milk and a lot of the recipes is that you can use cream and use a cream separator. I don't have a cream separator at this point in time, and so we're just going to be using whole milk, and this recipe accommodates for it not being icy but being more creamy to the mouth and to the taste. So this recipe is kind of crazy. It takes 16 egg yolks. So these are eggs from our chickens, which of course we also have an excess of. It takes 500 grams of sugar. It takes 2 liters of milk, some vanilla extract, and something that people outside of Australia, I know I had never heard of it when I was in the States, is glucose syrup, which I assume is like a corn syrup. And it's really, really thick and sugary. So this will help with that lack of having just strictly cream. Okay, the first thing that we need to do is we have our large pot and our milk thermometer, which we will keep in there, and we will add the 2 liters of milk into the pot, bring it almost to a boil, then stir in the whisked eggs and sugar, and glucose, and then we'll go from there and see what happens. I have you might see, I can show you. I have a Cuisinart 2-liter ice cream maker. The container is currently in the freezer. You don't want to spend the money on a 2-liter on a ice cream maker. Look on Marketplace. That's where I got mine. $20. So for $20 for an appliance that you occasionally use, it's a good quality and it makes great ice cream from cow's milk. So we're gonna try it. Okay, we'll get started. Okay, so we're over here at the stove and the milk is heating up, and it does require both the sugar and the glucose in with it as the milk cooks. And we bring it almost up to a boil. It's really important to not burn your milk. So be careful. It's like making a custard. You want to heat the milk up at a lower temperature, not just fire it up and wait till it boils. I've got the 16 egg yolks now whisked. This takes 2 pots. So we will put the egg yolks into a clean pot and then ladle in the milk, as the hot milk, as we stir it and combine it using a whisk. So we'll just wait for that milk to heat up and we'll be back next. Okay, so we have the milk and I've brought it up to about 93 degrees, which you can see has a bit of a foam on the top. I've been stirring it to make sure that we're not burning. So at this point, we're going to take this off the flame. Move, whoops. Aha. Always use gloves. Okay, we're gonna turn down the heat and put the egg in. And we're gonna start swirling it. You don't wanna cook the egg. Turn off the heat for a minute. And now, I think I curdled the milk. Okay, mistake number one. That you can see that just that little bit of time caused the milk to split. So we're not using that. We'll start with milk and sugar again. Okay, we're back. So I have the milk that's been warming up, and I've decided that I'm only going to take it up to a slight scalding temperature at about 74 degrees Celsius. Because I think it'd be too hot even for the eggs. You start adding it into the eggs and we're gonna have cooked eggs. So I'm gonna turn that off. And then I'm gonna stir the eggs and I'm gonna gently ladle the milk. So the eggs don't cook, but we get a custard. And the last thing, that once the custard starts to cook a bit and we start getting some thickening, then I'll add in the vanilla. Now, the vanilla that I'm using, you can use vanilla beans so you get the little flecks in it. I have a vanilla paste that I picked up that's a natural organic vanilla that has all the seeds in it, and I really like it. I don't even know where I got it from, somewhere on a trip, and I think that the vanilla will really make this a lovely flavor and texture in the ice cream. It doesn't have alcohol in it, so that's a good thing. It just has vanilla, and so we'll see how it goes. I think it has a little sugar in it too. All right. So I've got the eggs all being combined. I'm just going to take the rest of this and add it in. And then we'll take our thermometer and put it in. And currently, the temperature with everything in here is about 65 degrees Celsius. So what we want to do is turn this on low. They say medium, but my medium is apparently too high. And I'm just gonna whisk it as it goes. Now, I love vanilla, so I will probably add more than most people, but it's to your taste. That looks lovely. It's got a nice French vanilla custardy color to it. Now, with the eggs. Our eggs are from our farm, and they're really fresh eggs. And what we feed our chickens, their yolks are almost orange. And so it gives custards and things a really nice, rich flavor and color. I love our girls. We always have an excess of eggs to figure out what to do with. Now, once I get this done and we cook it up to 80 degrees Celsius and it starts to thicken, then I'll need to cool it down and refrigerate it for a little bit, and then we will go ahead. That was a fly that just went on my camera. Australia and flies. And so we'll go ahead and we'll cool it down for a bit before putting it into the container. Now this recipe is larger than what I'm going to be able to fit in the ice cream maker. So the rest of it I'll keep out, and then I'll make it 2 batches at a time. And we'll let you know how it goes. So we just keep stirring this until it reaches the appropriate temperature. And you want air in it because it gives it that ice cream, that fluffy taste. And the ice cream maker, as it stirs it, will do that as well. I just am afraid of it sticking on the bottom. So as it's cooking. Okay, we'll be back. Next step. Okay, so now we take the custard mixture that has just slightly thickened, and I'm putting it in a cool bath. That might be a little too deep. So what we want to do is reduce the temperature so it stops cooking. There we go. I'll show you. So I just put the whole pot in there. And I'll get the thermometer and I'll bring it down about 20 degrees Celsius, and then move it into the refrigerator and let it sit there until it's cooler before I put it in the mixer. So that's it. That's pretty much it. I'll see you when we have ice cream. Okay, so yesterday when I left you, we were waiting for the stuff to cook and cool down, and I went ahead and put some of the mixture in the freezer container that goes into the Cuisinart, and it was not cold enough, and the mixture was too warm. So back into the freezer with the container, froze it overnight, and then this morning woke up, and in about 2 hours, ice cream. So I'll take a taste. It's very eggy, not so icy as what I had expected, but not as creamy as I had hoped. Although it's really good. So we'll see how it sets up in the freezer, and experiment with your goat's milk. See what works for you, see what works, see what you like, see what you don't like. It's very versatile. And we'll see how it goes as I progress in my ice cream making. Bon appetit. Thank you.